today's workshop. You're not in a workshop, I promise. You're in a yoga class. Today's yoga session is inspired by the session I'm teaching tonight, all about gratitude. And you may have noticed that this is in the background of my Sun Salutations Yoga Studio. Gratitude is my daily, my minute to minute, my lifelong intention. Always holding gratitude at heart. Gratitude inspires pretty much everything that I do all day long, and it works. I got to tell you, as a practice, it really transforms your way of being. You know, it starts on a cellular level in your neural architecture, but just making the choice to be in the world grateful. It shifts your perspective. It shifts your the way that you absorb joy from the world around you, and it can radically transform your relationships too. Because in that process of gratitude and grace, you melt right into compassion. So I'm not going to sit here and do a spiel for you, but I will say that if you saw my social media post just a few minutes ago, I posted about Thich Nhat Hanh, who is one of the greatest, most graceful teachers that I've ever had, who I've never had the pleasure to meet, but I've learned so much from him. Zen master who left Vietnam during very turbulent times and started an ashram, and not an ashram, it's a monastic retreat in France called Plum Village. And if he has a documentary out, it's been out for a few years, called Walk With Me, that really gives you the feel of the monastic lifestyle and just the idea of living a 100%, 1,000% mindfulness way of being. Anyway, he's going to be 94 next week, and he's really sick, and he's really in his last moments of life. At least that's what it sounds like from his website. So I just did a little post to honor him this morning, and he's sort of his energy is inspiring this class today too. All right. So with that said, I've talked enough. Let's go on our mat. We're going to start in a heart opening shape. So if you want to lay on your back, bring all my things. If you lay on your back, maybe you bring a bolster or a block or a blanket or a towel or something right between your shoulder blades. So one way that you can do it is, if you have your blanket or towel that's lengthwise, you can lay it right along the ridge of the spine. So as you lay down, your spine is elevated, but the head and shoulders rest on the earth. Or with a block, you can put the block either right between the shoulder blades, opening like that. But if that's too aggressive, you can put the block down at your sacrum and take a beginning of a supported bridge, or extend the legs out to lift the. So lots of choices here as we ground down through our back body, beginning to feel the energy of the heart expand. So the beautiful thing about gratitude is you don't have to look for it. You don't have to seek it. It already is part of your essential being. It lives within you. And a quote you hear me say often is that gratitude is a currency that we mint for ourselves and spend without a fear of bankruptcy. So it's in there already. You don't run out. The more grateful you are, the more grateful you are. It's not like you are grateful, and then, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired of being grateful. It just self-perpetuates. So as you are here with the heart open, begin to think about something that you're grateful for. It can be a person, it can be an experience, it could be a thing. And notice how just the simple act of shifting your focus, bringing conscious attention to something that you're grateful for, it shifts your mood. Every thought brings with it an emotion. Maybe that emotion turns a little softer. Maybe you feel the heart melting a little bit into this experience of thinking a pleasant thought. And the science tells us that we can't be stressed and grateful at the same time, because gratitude shifts our hormones and it shifts those neurological pathways into the pleasure centers of the brain, away from the stress center of the brain. So just imagine if you consciously held thoughts all day long, consciously thought about what you're grateful for each moment of the day, or each time you noticed yourself feeling a little wound up or anxious. Just notice. Continue to invite a softening of the body. You don't have to hold yourself up here. Just melt right into the surface, supporting you. Notice the way the breath comes and goes. And if nothing else comes to mind, be grateful for the breath. You can feel it, you can hear it, and you know the amazing job it's doing for you to sustain your life. The breath itself is a miracle. And Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us in his teachings that it is as simple as noting that you're breathing in and noting that you're breathing out. If you do no other mindfulness practice throughout the day, let that be enough. Feel just one breath. Feel your next breath in become a little fuller and release a little deeper, clearing out those lungs completely. And start over. Two more breaths, just like that. Doing nothing but noticing the sensation of breath in and letting go of breath out. Bring your hands to your grateful heart, connecting with a collective intention time it arises, to know that gratitude is in the eye of the beholder. So as you look onto your practice and feel the movement in your body, it is a choice to be thankful for the body rather than to criticize the body. So let gratitude frame every breath and every movement today, both on and off the mat. Big breath in, full breath out. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come out of this shape, no matter what you've got going on here. Release any props from underneath you. Gently roll to one side. Take a really big stretch. And then just keep rolling onto your belly and make your way into a table position. Yeah. So from your tabletop position, take a few rounds of cow and cat, working out any tightness in the spine, bringing some movement into the pelvis, the joints of the hips, the joints of the shoulders. Breathing in as the belly sinks to the earth and breathing out as it lifts, rounding to the back. Big breath in and full breath out. Nice. Come right back into table position. Extend one leg, the right leg behind you, and then start to peel the right arm up, taking a supported side plank. Reach the right arm overhead, opening up the side body. And then as you exhale, lift the arm, maybe lift the leg, like you're doing a little jumping jack. Inhale, extend, feel the stretch. And exhale, lifting right into the side body here. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Last one, big breath. And right here, we're going to use that exhale to rise. So come right into a kneeling shape with that right leg extended, sort of an outrigger stretch. We're going to bring the right hand down to the earth and peel the left arm up. And as you exhale, weave the left arm under the right. Reach that left finger toward the right toes, and then reach the left arm back up. So we're working here to twist in the spine. Squeeze into the thighs, squeeze into the glutes to keep the hips stable as we take this dynamic twist. Nice. Last one, big breath in. And then right here, thread the needle. Bring the left shoulder all the way down to the earth, reaching toward the right toes. Maybe you actually get a bind on them. You can lift the right arm up and wrap it around if you want, or just leave it up or leave it down, your choice. Big breath. Let the breath go. One more. Twist a little deeper. And then unwind the bind. Bring that right hand back to the earth. Left arm back up to the sky. And then both hands to the ground and sink your hips back. So you've got half of a child's pose here and half of an outrigger stretch here. If you're still pressing into the, you're going to feel really, you're going to get a big ankle stretch and a nice stretch into the adductors. You can also spin onto the heel of that right foot and notice how the sensation and the stretch in the leg changes. Bow down. Imagine that each footstep is a kiss, paying reverence and gratitude to the earth. So in this case, pay reverence through your third eye. One more breath. All right, we're going to rock back onto your knee, walk back around to swivel on that left knee. Hopefully your left knee is feeling safe here. Keep that right leg extended and start to press palms and retract your left knee up toward your chest. A little cheetah pose here to wake up the strength of the arms, to wake up the core. Tuck your knee toward your nose. One more big breath. And then extend that left leg back, coming into a high plank. Draw the right knee forward, resting it to the earth, and peel the left arm up, finding your side plank. Did I lose you guys? I see a few of you, but a few of you are spinning. Are you still there? I hope so. Yes. All right. So we're going to lift that left arm overhead and then exhale, scissor. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, scissor. Thanks for hanging in there. If there were any, it looks like on my end there was some internet interruption, but thanks for just hanging in and doing what feels good in your body. One more big breath in. All right, from here, bring your left hand down to the earth. Peel the right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, gently thread, reaching the left arm toward the right arm toward the left toes. Inhale, open up. Exhale, reach. 2 more. Right here when you twist, it's thoracic spine, so it's going to feel tight. Just breathe through it. Last one, big breath as you open up. And exhale, thread the needle, release down to your right shoulder. Again, you have the option to bring that left hand up and around. Keep the hips lifted here, so your hips still over that right knee. What can you do here to deepen the twist? Big breath. Let it all go. And then release the bind here. Left arm to the earth. Right arm back up to the sky and hands to the earth. Shift back into that half happy baby shape. Once again, bowing down to the earth. Grateful for this support of the earth, the solid presence that welcomes you. Feeling the stretch into the left thigh, that adductor, and you're welcome to come onto the left heel. That changes the sensation. One more breath. All right, from here, lift back up. Walk your hands to the front of the mat with that left leg extended. Tuck that right knee up to your chest. Squeezing it in for your cheetah. Really press the earth away, y'all. Press, press, press. One more breath. And then send the right leg back, high plank. From high plank right to downward facing dog. All right, from downward facing dog, create a little movement in your dog. Taking your dog for a little walk. Waking up the calf muscles. Finding a little bit more extension through the back. Releasing the crown of the head. Feeling the shoulders slip down the back. Spread the fingers. Beautiful. Take another breath. Feeling the energy of gratitude come through you here. On the next inhale, come forward into a high plank. We're going to lower all the way down to the earth. You can always bend the knees. You know, modifications are waiting for you. As you inhale, lift the heart up. Draw the heart forward. And as you exhale, melt back down. Inhale, peel the heart up, little baby cobra, or start to lengthen the arms, coming fuller and lower. Last one, big breath in. Once you arrive at your peak, peel the hands away from the earth. Yeah. Breathe in. And then release the hands down. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. I'm going to check out the scene. I feel like you guys are frozen. I'm going to come up and make sure you're not frozen. Nope. Thought I was getting a message. Usually my buddy Lisa texts me to tell me that we're frozen. But we're cool. Brielle, you can hear me? Kelly, you can hear me? Okay. For some reason, the audio or the video on everyone else went blank. So I just want to make sure that we're still streaming here. All right. From your downward facing dog, take a slow walk to your hands. And then rise all the way up. Open up the heart. Take a little back bend at the top. Exhale, fold back down. Halfway lift, nice long spine. Hands to the earth, step back to your high plank. Lower through your chaturanga. And then scoop the heart up when you're ready to breathe in. And as you're ready to breathe out, back to downward facing dog. Take a breath and let it go. Beautiful. Look to the front of the mat, step or hop, feet to hands. Rise up, salute the sun, open your heart. Grateful for the light and heat. Exhale back into a fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Step back. High plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up. Maybe the body's lifted from the earth for your upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Let's do one more sun salutation. So arriving feet to hands, however you'd like to get there. Press down, lift up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Hands to the earth, hopping or stepping back. Taking a flow that serves you best. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe. And release. One more inhale. And let it go. Beautiful. On the next breath, right heel high, three-legged dog. And exhale, right foot behind the right wrist, coming into a warrior one. So Once you come into your warrior one, just notice the positioning of the hips. Bring those arms behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And see if at the same time you can root down a little deeper into that lunge and lift up a little bit through your heart. Shining that light of gratitude. Big breath. Sink a little deeper. One more breath. And bow, hinging at the hips, arriving into your graceful shape of humble warrior. The humble warrior isn't ego-driven. The humble warrior is connected to who she really is. And who she is grateful. Yes, take a big breath in. From here, we're going to release the bind. Bring your right hand right inside the right foot. Maybe you use a block. And we're going to peel that left arm up, coming right into an extended side angle. All right, so feel the left ribs and left hip opening up, spinning up to the sky. One more big breath. And then spin that left hand down, rotate on the ball of the left foot, reach the right arm up for a twist. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. Then both hands to the earth, step back to high plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, breathe into that back bend, returning to downward facing dog. Breath in and let it go. Beautiful. Inhale, left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. One. So you're never going to rise until you feel safe and rooted. And once you do, those hands come to interlace behind the back, feeling a different weave pattern. And remember, at the same time that you're sinking deeper, exploring the depths of that lunge, you're lifting the heart. Taking a little back bend here. Big breath in. Sink a little deeper. One more breath, soften the shoulders. And hinge right into your humble warrior. Gratitude brings humility. Humility brings grace. Notice how things soften when you shift your perspective. Letting go of judgment. Judgment divides us, and gratitude unites. One more breath. Release the bind. Bring the left hand inside of the left foot. Again, the block is really helpful here. Finding that rotation through the spine. Lift the right arm up. Keep hugging the left knee toward the left arm. One more breath. And then spin that left hand down to the earth. Come onto the ball of the right foot and take your twist in the other direction. Yes, long across the collarbones. One more breath. Hands to the earth. Step back to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, feel the heart scooping up. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breath in. And let something go. Notice if there are any barriers to gratitude. Resentment is a barrier. Fear is a barrier. But you can't be scared and you can't be resentful when you are grateful. So shift your mindset. Welcome it in. Even if it's hard, welcome it in. Big breath in. And full breath out. All right, look to the front of the mat. We're going to step both feet or hop both feet to the hands and come right into a chair pose. Speaking of hard, no, we love our chair pose. Really good for the booty, really good for hip stabilization. Oh, everyone's popping back online. Yay. All right, sink the tailbone down back toward the heels as the crown of the head lifts up to the sky. Open the heart here. Take another breath and fold. Nice. Rise all the way up. Feel the heart expand at the top. And exhale, bow. Halfway lift, flat back. Hands to the earth, step or hop back. We're going to put all that together into a flow, moving one breath at a time. So notice the breath and let it go. Beautiful. On the inhale, right heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Breathe in. Connect the hands behind the back. Open the heart and bow down, humble warrior. Release the right hand. Peel the left arm up. Open up through the rib cage. And then spin the left foot and the left hand down. Open up the right side. Hands to the earth. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga, keeping the elbows pointing back toward the heels. Feel the space opening here through the spine. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, left side, heel up. Exhale, step forward, finding your warrior one footing, and sweep up. Connect the hands in a different way. Lift the heart. Humble warrior. Take that humble twist, left arm down, right arm up, rib cage spins open. And then the left hand comes down, right arm goes up. Both hands to the earth, step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. And release. Look to the front, step or hop. Sweep up, chair pose. Sinking into the booty. Breathe. Heart draws forward here. If it's not comfortable for the arms to be lifted, hands at the heart. Just notice the back though. We're not trying to exaggerate the curve of the spine, so a little tuck of the pelvis here. Breathe into that burn. One more breath. And fold. Nice. Rise all the way up. Sweep that heart wide open. Back down into your fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Stepping back, hopping back, flowing. Breathing. Honoring the body with sips of water when you're noticing thirst. Breathe in. Let it go. All right, we're going to add on to that a little bit. So as you inhale, right heel high. As you exhale, right foot to the right wrist, warrior one. From warrior one, weave the hands together, open the heart. We're going to bow down, humble warrior. Right here, we're going to add a warrior three. So shift into the right foot and start to lift the left leg. So feel the shoulders relax. Settle your gaze to invite more balance here. Take another breath. And then release that left foot back down. Come back to your humble warrior. Release the right arm, opening the rib cage to the left for your twist. And then right here, spin that left hand down, right arm up for your twist. And we're going to take side plank. So stacking the ankles, stacking the legs, dropping that bottom knee if you'd like to modify. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Back to high plank. Lower chaturanga. That's your low push-up. Rising back to downward facing dog. Continue to invite the hips to lift here, the heels to melt. All right, on the inhale, left heel high. Step the left foot behind the left wrist, arriving in warrior one. Open up the heart by interlacing the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders together. Bow down, humble warrior. And then begin to look forward as you shift into the left foot, coming into warrior 3. With the bind, if the bind is tossing your balance off, you can unbind. Yeah, just notice where you are. Notice how much easier it becomes when you arrive here and all of your being, your energy, your attention, your gaze. One more breath. And then step that right foot back, warrior 1. Back to humble warrior. Release the bind, left arm to the inside of the foot, right arm opens up. And then the right arm comes down, left arm lifts. Stay here or come into your Vashisthasana, side plank. You're really aligned here from the left shoulder, left ribs, left hip, down to the left heel. Yes, one more breath. And then float into your high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. You got it. All right, look to the front of the mat. Step or hop, feet to hands. Sweep up, chair pose. Yes. All right, open your arms up nice and wide. And just gently draw the shoulder blades together right in the back body. And then start to shift to your right foot. And see what happens when you lift your left foot. Right? What happens? And then release your left foot down and lift your right foot. All right? Release your right foot. This time lift your left foot and send it back, coming into airplane pose. So like warrior 3, just have the arms nice and wide. Bring it back to chair pose. All right, so feel that heart keep shining. We feel stronger when we're grateful. Shift into the left foot, lift the right leg. Send that right leg back. Coming into airplane. One more breath. Beautiful. Draw that right foot back. Coming to the stability of your chair. All right, this time, shift into the right foot. Send the left foot back. And then bring the hands, not just the left hand, but all the hands down to the earth, standing split. And if your block is handy, it's a great way to offer more proximity to the earth. Very conscious of that raised leg, feeling the squeeze of the muscles, the lift of the heel, drawing your nose closer to your knee. Big breath. And then step the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Big heart opener at the top. And then back into your chair. All right, yes. From here, we're gonna lift the right knee, step it back, come back into airplane. The right leg steps back or presses back. And then hands to the earth, standing split. Consciously drawing an inward spiral of that top leg. Yes, you got this. One more breath. And then release the right foot down to the earth. Rise all the way up. Back into chair pose. We're grateful for the breath. The breath always eases challenges in our body. Take a big breath and fold. Nice. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bring those hands together behind the back once again. Feel the weave of the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Broaden across the heart. See if you can lift the chest a little bit here. Yeah, keep the hips stacked over the feet. Just broadening through the rib cage, really connecting with that sensation of expansion and contraction with the breath. One more breath. Then start to bend the knees again. We're going to bring your chest to your thighs, drinking bird. So like chair pose, but you're hinged at the hips, still with that deep bind in the fingers, and rock onto the balls of the feet, peeling the heels up. Let the crown of the head tip toward the earth. Breathe wherever you need it most right now. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And release those hands. Flatten the feet. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Nice strong spine. Hands to the earth. Your flow. Your way. Back to downward facing dog. Yes. Breathe in. And let it go. Inhale forward into high plank. From high plank, come onto a forearm plank. All right, so forearms are parallel, fingers are spread. Keep drawing the shoulders back, softening the neck, squeezing the thighs, squeezing the glutes, flexing the feet, pressing into the heels. 2 more breaths. You are stronger than you think you are. 1 more breath. All right, relax the legs down. Feel the pelvis sink toward the earth. Keep lifting your heart up through the biceps in your Sphinx pose. All right. Then we're going to come into a seal pose. Unless Sphinx is plenty enough for you, you're going to bring those tips of the fingers to the edges, the corners of the mat. Root down through the palms. Start to straighten the arms. And right here, actively draw your heart through the biceps as you root down through the legs. Notice if your neck got shorter here. Find more length. Big breath. Let it go. 1 more. All right, from here, we're going to come all the way down onto our belly. Make a little pillow for your cheek. So all the little muscles supporting your spine have a chance to rest for just a moment. Feeling your heart beating into the earth. And then extend your left arm straight out from your body with a palm down. Let this be, we're going to do a shoulder opener. And to be safe, the arm needs to be perpendicular to the body. An angle may put a little too much stress on that shoulder joint. So root down, turn your cheek to the left side, plant your right palm, and start to roll your body over to the left. And then take that right leg, lift it, bend it, and plop the foot down on the earth behind you. So we're looking to give a nice twist into the spine, good stretch for the back, and a nice opening to the shoulder. I'm grateful for the mobility of our body. Rather than focusing on the limitations of your own body, just celebrate what it can do. 2 more breaths. Nice. Come right on back to your belly, restoring that flow of blood through the left shoulder. Right arm reaches out to the right. Hopefully you have space to do this. Come to your right cheek. Roll right over to your right shoulder. And if you're not feeling a whole lot, then just walk that right hand further away from you. Create a little traction in that shoulder joint. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, and flip. So you're feeling that twist in the lower spine. Hopefully it feels delicious. If it's activating any pain, come back to stack the hips. You can abandon mission at any point if it's triggering pain. We're looking for a strong sensation through stretch. It's important to know the difference. Just noticing each breath in and each breath out, because that's your reality of this moment. Anything else happening in your head or just stories that you're letting yourself believe. So try to unhinge from those. Just this one breath in, this one breath out. All right, we're going to come back onto our belly. And then bring your arms back behind you, and you can kind of roll into the shoulders a little bit, smacking them down to the earth. We're going to take 2 locust variations, or you can take a bow pose. So your forehead is down toward the earth. Palms are facing down. Zip the legs up. And when you're ready, slowly start to peel the chest, peel the arms, peel the legs. Fingertips point back toward the feet. Consciously drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep breathing and lifting. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And melt on down. Bring your favorite cheek to the mat. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And we'll come to another one. So from here, if you'd like to take a full bow pose, your knees are bent. Your knees are really tucked toward one another. And with the feet flexed, you can go ahead and reach. Your back is warmed up. Your shoulders are warmed up. You can reach to hold a bind onto the ankles, kicking the feet into the hand as you lift. Of course, you always have the option to do another locust or bound locust as well, binding the hands behind the back. So wherever you are, 5 deep breaths. Open that heart and really absorb this moment. Two more big breaths. You've got it. Last big breath. And let it go. Let it go. Bring your other cheek to the mat, melting the body once again to the earth, feeling the safety and the support. And then we're going to press back slowly into a closed-kneed child's pose. So knees are together, hips retract right on back, round the spine, melt the forehead. Take another breath. All right, from here, we're going to come up into a kneeling position. If you'd like to offer some softness to your knees, have your blanket or your towel handy. Just kneel right onto the blanket. We're going to do some camel. If you have a block that you want to use, the block comes in handy squeezed between your thighs to remind you that we're not just stretching the back, but in order to stabilize into the hips, you need to engage those legs and glutes. So maybe you have that block between your thighs. And your shins are parallel. Your feet can be flexed or relaxed for now. And we start by bringing our hands to our lower back, palms up, fingers down. Draw the elbows together. Inhale, lift through the spine. And exhale, start to round a little bit, pressing your hips forward. Now you still want your hips to float over the knees. So try not to sink back or sink forward. Just be where you are, offering extension into your spine. If it feels okay to look up or even start to look back, inviting opening into the throat chakra. Take another breath. Right back into center and slowly root the palms down, coming into your cat pose. So a nice oppositional stretch, pressing the earth away, rounding the spine. And then we're going to come right back into it for one more camel. Another big heart opener. If your back has had enough, come to rest in a different shape. So squeezing that block together between your thighs. If you want to go a little bit deeper, flex the feet with the heels up, toes down, and you can start to swim the hands back. So the webbing between the thumb and the pointer will sink right into the heels. But if that's too much for you, if you're noticing like my alignment just changed, see how I'm sinking back, press those hips forward. Press those hips forward. Open the heart, round the back. Let the head fall back if it's comfortable. You can also take some lion's breaths here. They're very cleansing for that throat chakra, and they're also a good way to release some heat from the body. Opening the mouth, stick out the tongue. One more. Take an extra breath here. And then slowly draw chin to chest. Slowly draw hands to support the back. Return back to your nicely aligned spine. And then come right back into that cat pose. Whoop. You feel it right there. Big breath. All right, from here, you can keep the block between your thighs if you want. See if you can make this transition to seated. We're going to come into and do 2 bridge poses. Let me turn this way for better audio. So once you arrive down to the mat with that block between your thighs, feet to the earth, so that block will almost naturally bring your feet to hip distance apart, but draw them a little closer to your body. And when you're ready, squeeze into that block, lift the hips. If you don't have a block, no worries. You don't want your knees to collapse inward. Just imagine that there is a block. So you can offer that kind of engagement into your adductors. So peeling the hips away from the earth, and then just drive down a little deeper into those feet. Yes. Squeeze a little bit more into those glutes. Root a little bit more into the shoulders. Try not to move your head. 2 more breaths. Notice when you're breathing in and notice when you're breathing out. And then slowly draw the back body back to the earth. Draw the knees into your chest. Tuck up toward your knees. Massage the lower back. Feel the lumbar curve flatten into the earth and absorb this massage. And we'll do one final back bend. So your body's ready if you want to do full wheel pose. Maybe your body's ready, but your mind isn't ready. It's up to you. You can do a full wheel, dropping the hands back to just above the shoulders, fingers facing your shoulders, and then press into your feet and start to peel up. All right, so that's one option. Or you can take another bridge, or if you want to go ahead and say, heck with it, I'm ready for some relaxation, slide your block underneath your sacrum. Remember that it has 3 heights. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the 3rd highest height, but I like the 2nd one because it creates a little shelf for the back of my pelvic rim. And just let yourself be here in a passive back bend. That's the nice thing about this practice. You do you. I'm going to do me. Everyone will be happy. 4 more breaths. Noticing you are here now, breathing into this shape. And this moment is enough. So much to be grateful for right here. All right, if you're in your wheel, start to chug. Don't chug. Chugging can come later. Right now, tuck your chin to your chest. If you have props, move them out of the way. We're all going to come into that little ball where we tuck our chin to the chest and forehead to the knee. Just roll around a little bit. And then we'll end before Shavasana with one final stretch. This is our fish pose. So extend your legs out in front of you. Slide your hands right into your back pockets. Slide them underneath your booty. And then perch up onto your forearms, tucking the elbows a little closer together. Feel the shoulder blades draw up together so you can puff up through the chest. Feel the curve of the back carve out. You can also intensify this in your core by lifting your leg. Big breath in. Maybe another breath. Something cleansing for your throat. 2 more. One more. All right, now release your arms. Come onto your back. Take a nice big stretch into the body, big starfish shape. And then start to find your way to Shavasana. Since we did a lot of heart opening today, you may want to offer a little relaxation into your lower back. That works a lot. So I like to take that blanket or bolster, roll it up into like a little jelly roll, and put it underneath my knees. If you don't have a blanket or a bolster, your blocks would work. And if you don't have those, then just be as you are. Take a big breath in. Let it all go. Let go of trying to control anything and just come right back into your heart where you can simply relax and bask in the glow of your own gratitude. To share with you now one of my favorite quotes about gratitude from Melody Beattie. Gratitude to enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, and confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past. It brings peace for tomorrow. makes peace for today and creates a vision for tomorrow. Notice your breath and start to move the body a little bit. Grateful for the toes, grateful for the hands and the fingers, grateful for the legs and the arms and the head and the neck. Take a big body. Your completeness. Slowly start to roll over to one side. Just noticing how the gratitude lens